Doing reverse hyperextensions has got to be up there with one of the best lower back exercises you can do. It was designed by a guy called Louis Simmons, which he designed to help with his back issues to prevent needing surgery.
Back in '73, and I came up with the reverse hyper idea and late in '73 or early '74, but I broke it in '83. I was telling people a while ago. Broke it again, L5, you want to take out 2 discs through my back. I refused to do that. I did acupuncture, acupressure, stretched and reverse hypers.
The big problem is they're really hard to come across and not many gyms will have them. So we're going to go through what else you can do using different equipment to still get the benefits if you don't have access to one, with some pros and cons of each, because the reverse hyperextension actually has multiple benefits. So some of these options may hit one well, but not another. One of the main benefits is the decompression of the back as the legs swing forward, as well as the strengthening when pulling back up. And the other big key is it can also be progressed really easily just by adding more weight. So we're going to rank the alternatives out of 5 for decompression, strengthening, progression potential, and also comfort, as that can definitely be a factor in which one you choose, and this will give a total score out of 20 to help compare them. The first is on a Swiss ball. This is as simple as getting your upper body laid on a Swiss ball, find somewhere to hold on so you can anchor yourself, otherwise you'll be rolling around all over the place. But once you're set, you're lifting your legs straight up. So how does this rank? Well, because you're close to the floor and the legs aren't swinging through, there's no real decompression going on, so a 0 out of 5 for that. It's definitely getting strengthening, but not through full range, so 2 out of 5 for that. There's no chance of progression really, so 0 out of 5 for that. It is, however, compared to the others, very comfortable. So we'll get a 5 out of 5 for that. So that gives it a total of 7 out of 20. Let's look at the second, and this goes to show you don't always need any fancy equipment to do a variation of this, and it's on a bed. The hardest is to be able to hold yourself up. If a smaller bed like this, then it's easier as you can hold the other side. If you've got space at the bottom, even better, as it will get some decompression, which will score at a 2 out of 5. Strengthening, also a 2 out of 5, 0 out of 5 for progression, and comfort, a 4 out of 5, which would give this a total of 8 out of 20. However, if there's no space at the bottom of the bed, then it will be a 0 out of 5 for decompression and worse than the Swiss ball overall. So let's step the options up a little and look at the third option, which is on the boxes. The benefit of this is you can stack them higher to now get a better range. You'll again have to find somewhere to anchor yourself, and you will get an element of decompression here, but only a 1 out of 5. Strengthening is a 3 out of 5, is getting more range. And now we do have an option for progression, which scores at a 2 out of 5 by using a band. The main issue with the band is that the resistance will be almost nothing at the bottom and really heavy at the top. It won't flow through range like on a normal reverse hyper. A better option is if you've got ankle weights for a lot of these to help progress things. The other issue with a band on the boxes is you can't adjust the start point like you can on some of the others. However, it's still good as you can have progression, whereas you couldn't on ones before. And you can change it by changing the strength of the band. This is also a reasonably comfortable option if using these soft boxes, so it gets a 3 out of 5 for that, and giving it a total of 9 out of 20. Moving on to the fourth option, which is on a Smith machine. The big advantage of this is easily being able to adjust the height. You can anchor yourself by holding onto the sides, and the other benefit is you can get a bit more of the leg swing. There's space for the legs to come through here compared to the boxes. So slightly more decompression, giving it a 2 out of 5 for that. Strength also slightly more, is getting that slight extra range at a 4 out of 5 and a 3 out of 5 for progressions, as you can pick different anchor points for when using different bands. The big disadvantage of this is it's really uncomfortable. So it's only getting a 1 out of 5 for that, bringing its total to 10 out of 20. Okay, the fifth option is on a bench. Now, if doing this flat, which is an option, it's basically just the same as doing the Swiss ball, just way less comfortable. The more game-changing way to do this is to move it into an incline position. This can allow you to get more decompression as the legs are going further through, so a 3 out of 5 for that. Strengthening is great because the legs are moving further through range, so a 4 out of 5 for that, and a 3 out of 5 for progressions again, as it would still be mainly using bands and they would have the same issues. But compared to the boxes, again, you can adjust the start position, so starting with more tension on the band from the off. The big downside to this is that it's really not very comfortable again, so only a 1 out of 5 for that. and you'll need a lot of cushioning for this one also. This brings its total to 11 out of 20. The sixth option is on a hyperextension the other way round, literally doing what it says on the tin, a reverse hyperextension. So you face it, hold onto the leg pads and lift your legs. This is similar to the bench option. So again, 3 out of 5 for decompression, 4 out of 5 for strengthening, and 3 out of 5 for progressions, but is a bit more comfortable at a 2 out of 5. Still not great, but better, and it's bringing its total to 12 out of 20. Now, if we compare those scores to the actual reverse hyperextension, that's going to get a 5 out of 5 for decompression, 5 out of 5 for strengthening, and a 5 out of 5 for progressions, as you can add as much weight as you like, and the resistance is more linear. Still not the most comfortable, so a 3 out of 5 for that, but gives it a solid 18 out of 20 if you want to compare this to all of the others. So if you can get on one of these, it's definitely best, but the big problem here isn't which one to choose to do, but more that lower back strengthening is heavily ignored in general training. And this is a problem. Working for years as a physio, seeing thousands of patients, I can tell you people are not doing enough strengthening work for the lower back. So even if it's just doing the Swiss ball variation, you'll be doing better than most. But if you can get a variation with a bit more decompression and through range for more strengthening, then even better. And we are working hard at the minute on a gym program which includes this kind of exercise to get more all-round training in and include areas that get missed so often in programs like the lower back. It's not out yet, but it is coming out. So if you're watching this video in a few months' time after it's been released, it's probably out, and we'll make sure the links are in the description. Now, you're going to look a bit odd doing some of this in the gym, but that's because it's not done enough. If someone was doing bicep curls and they were rarely done, that would also look weird. We have to start normalizing some lower back training. And this isn't the only part of the lower back that's ignored, it's just one direction and area that can help. Watch this video next, which shows a different plane of movement commonly missed that is also really important for lower back strengthening, and one of the exercises shown there you also want to be adding into your training program.